Yo, 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 what's up? It's your boy Pastor Ron and welcome to Game Day Gospel. Today, I'm going to touch on a couple things, man, that I just felt like talking about. Looking forward to the weekend as to what's going to happen this weekend in sports. Big game for the boys in Manchester United. But I wanted to start off just to give a shout out. Give a shout out to the NBA because that in-season tournament it's actually kind of lit. It was very intense. It was very back and forth. I mean, the second game was kind of done by halftime, but outside of that, the first game was really, really intense. You know, I've sworn not to mention this guy's name, but I have to mention because he's doing big things. Tyrese Haliburton's doing well. I'm really, really rooting for the guy because the guy seemed like a really good player, but he also seemed like a really, really good guy who really cares. I remember when he got traded to Indiana, he was like, I want to be the guy here. I want to put this team on the map. I want to win here. And that was dope. That was dope to hear. And he could have been a Knick. And that's why it pains me to see him do so well, especially now he has my boy Obi Toppin, who was my favorite player in the NBA, and on the Knicks, I should say. But he got traded in the offseason because he pretty much called Tibbs out. Nonetheless, I like what he's doing. He's really playing hard, playing well, playing smart. Giving 100% every single game, and it's really, really dope. It just pains me to think he could have been a Knick. Not only did we pass on him the first. So here's the story that I read. First, so draft night, we were sitting in the 8th spot, and we could have drafted Haliburton, could have drafted Obi Toppin, and there were a couple other decent players that were on the board. Dallas wanted Obi Toppin very, very badly, and they offered the Knicks the 18th pick, the 31st pick, and Jalen Brunson. And Knicks said no. And they drafted Obi Toppin. Mind you, that's the same position that Julius Randle played. He wasn't getting any time. So him being drafted in that spot, though he was a great guy and again one of my favorite players, it was dumb to waste a pick at that particular spot on Obi Toppin. It's just, and it goes to my point where folks are saying, "Oh, Knicks have 11 picks over the next 7 years. Wow, blah blah blah, bunch of first rounders." But if your team can't draft and evaluate players, it means nothing. The Knicks, we've had numerous first round picks over the past 2 or 3 years. What have we gotten? We've gotten Jericho Sims, gets no burn. Quentin Grimes, who's trash. What have we gotten? What have we gotten from the past drafts? I keep harping on Jalen Duren, who's starting now for the Pistons. The Knicks gave him away because they could not. There was no room for a draft for a rookie on their roster. They gave him away to the Pistons, the 11th pick. So all this talk about how he, we have all these picks, but we can't draft. It means nothing. So it's interesting to see that. It's interesting to see. And then he was also put on the trade block when Vadi and them boys took over in Sacramento. And they realized they didn't want to have the two point guards, De'Aaron Fox and what's the ball's name? And Haliburton. So what they decided to do was they dangled obviously Haliburton. And one of the reasons why the Knicks did not pursue him was because of the fact they saw that since we passed on him and that whole narrative about how we didn't draft him and we should have had him, etc., because of that, that's the reason why they did not pursue him. And it was simply an optics thing where they sat there and said, people are complaining about how we could have had him when we didn't have him. So it will look kind of foolish for us to sit here and then go after him again after we passed up on him. So that's the reason why the second go round they did not pursue Tyrese Haliburton. I don't understand. I don't get this. This is the New York Knicks. This is why Knicks are constantly sitting here, and we are long suffering, to use a Christian term. We are long suffering Knicks fans because of dumb moves like that, and the stupidity does not seem to let up, because they in response, see, tell you how clever they are. All the Charles Barkley and Kenny Smith comments about how the Dicks have no stars, blah blah blah. Then on the next day, we see a report. Rumor has it the Knicks are actively monitoring the star market. Of course they are. That's a response to what they said. They said on TNT. And then today you see, Knicks realize it's unlikely they'll be able to pick up a star this year or mid-season. No one's going to be available, bro. Like there's no game-changing player that's going to be available in New York. Honestly, the best thing we could hope is that Ja Morant does something stupid and they force to trade him and he'll come to the Knicks. Ja Morant, maybe Cat Thompson, Carl Anthony Towns, Klay Thompson is past his prime and he's a free agent. There's no guys. There's no stars, because the stars that we had our eyes on are now traded. Donovan Mitchell is traded. Bull, who's in Milwaukee. My God, Dame is traded. There's no Booker does not want to go. Giannis is not going anywhere because he has Dame on his team. Embiid is not going anywhere because Maxey has emerged, and it seems like the Sixers finally have a plan, and they're actually playing better without James Harden. So who's going to be that guy? Who's going to be that player? Who's going to be that player that's going to come to New York? That's going to be a game changer. He's not there. And constantly picking at 14 every year is not going to land us a top guy. So we just got to suck. We just got to suck for the next 15 years until I give up and quit being a Knicks fan and move on. Because this makes no sense. Out of all my teams, the Knicks are the team that causes me the most amount of stress and pain, and a team I want to win a championship so much. I think they're the only team that I have not seen. I've seen a Mets championship in '86. I've seen a Giants championship '86, 90, the 91, 2000, the 91, and the two Eli ones. I've seen the Rangers win the title with Messi with 93. The same, the Knicks went to the finals against the Rockets, so 93, 94. So I've seen that, but I haven't. Man U has won numerous titles in my lifetime. Just the Knicks have been that one team that's caused me that pain. So, but yeah, so that, I mean, hopefully we could win the in-season tournament next year. That's pretty lit. You know, to raise that banner in the Garden would be dope. That might be the thing that we do. But yeah, but then also last night in game 2, we see LeBron. Guys, I think honestly at this point, if you don't call LeBron James a GOAT, you're a hater, bro. Nah. All biases aside, all jokes aside, let me tell you, like, I wasn't always a LeBron fan. I liked LeBron a lot when he was in Cleveland. Then he went to the evil empire, which is Miami, which is probably the greatest rival that we have in the NBA. It's a Miami Heat. So not only did he break our heart on the day of the decision, because I swore he was going to New York, because he decided to have his decision press conference or interview in Connecticut. It's like, close to Knicks facilities. A quick trip afterwards, he's going to New York. Then homeboy says he's going to Miami. So that breaks my heart. And he goes to a sworn enemy. So I hated LeBron for those years. For those 4 years he was in Miami. I hated LeBron. I hated the Heat. I hated LeBron. And then when he came back, I was like, all right, this guy's back with the good guys. So I could bang with this guy. But being completely objective, what LeBron is doing is unprecedented, and it makes no sense. And he's not piling stats. He's not sitting there on someone's bench and just trying to compile numbers. He's still one of the top 5 or 10 players in the NBA today. It's hard pressed to find someone better than LeBron James here in year 21. Let me share with you a stat. Here are the stats for the most points, rebounds, and assists by a player in their 21st season. Dirk Nowitzki is third with 566 for that season, his 21st season. Vince Carter is second. He had 843 total points, rebounds, and assists in his 21st season for his entire season. LeBron James has 860 with 59 games to go. With 59 games to go. He has 860 points, rebounds, and assists in his 21st season. Guys, like, I get you have your biases. 6 for 6. LeBron's not a killer. He played on too many teams. Blah 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 blah. Nah, LeBron's the GOAT, bro. LeBron is the GOAT. If you can give me a reason besides the 6 for 6, I could listen to you. But I don't want to hear that 6 for 6. I don't want to hear it. LeBron's the GOAT, bro. I watched this ball play last night, 30 points through 3 quarters. He was the best player on the court last night, man. He was the best player on the court. Hands down. AD has turned into Rudy Gobert, bro. A defensive player. And LeBron's sitting here saying, you know what? Okay, I put my feet down, and I'm going to make sure my team wins. LeBron, this is going to be a lit thing on Saturday night, bro. Haliburton versus LeBron for the chip is going to be lit. This was possibly the best case scenario for the NBA for this final. Oh yeah, who won the Pelicans and Pacers, a bunch of haters, bro. You don't understand life. You don't understand basketball. But to have LeBron, have the GOAT versus the future, nah, man, it's going to be sick, bro. I know I'm watching the game. I know I'm be in front of my TV watching that game. But yeah, bro. Like, this guy's crazy, bro. What the heck? Every stat the guys have is leading, bro. He's played 48,300 minutes. 48,000 minutes. I think it's even more than that, bro. He's been like thousands of guys. Let's cut it out, man. Let's cut out the hate. Let's cut out the anger, bro. The guy is the GOAT, bro. Yo, I was watching this guy, man. I'm like, yo, it's crazy. But it also upset me because I really think he's part of the dying breed of players who actually take pride in what they do. LeBron James spends $1 million on his body every year. Hence, he's doing this in year 21. Why can't Zion do the same thing? I watched Zion play last night. No energy, no enthusiasm, no effort. LeBron guarded him for a good chunk of the night. LeBron James guarded him and shut him down for a good chunk of the night. And he admitted it. He's like, yo, I got to bring more energy. I'm willing to give him a level of grace. Just had a baby. I had a lot of that going on, a lot of that happening, so I respect that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, LeBron should not be shutting down what's the guy's name? Zion. And I say LeBron's a dying breed because LeBron is one of the few people that cares about his legacy. He cares. He takes pride in his craft of whatever sport that he's playing. You see so many people who are just content with short-term goals. Hey, I won MVP. Hey, even winning a championship. Hey, I won a championship this year. Hey, I've done short-term goals, but failed to sit here and look at my legacy. What legacy am I going to leave behind? What is gonna when I'm far gone from the grave, when I left the earth, when I left this game, what's gonna be left behind? What is gonna be talked about in terms of me? How are they gonna remember me? And we have a generation of folks that don't care. All they care about is securing the bag. Well, I'm rich. So, guys, this might sound really just naive. Money's not everything, bro. Like, all these people who are sitting here and they're throwing money at you, it's because they have more money than you. These people that make all this money, no one really cares about your contract. It's what you've done. It's the impact that you have on people's lives. It's the legacy that you left behind. Look at Kobe. Kobe made a lot of money in his career, but no one is sitting here talking about how much he made throughout his NBA career. It's about the impact he had on people's lives. It's about his legacy. It's about how he played the game. It's about him being one of the best players of all time and being in that conversation and not sitting here and worrying about what people say, not worrying about being able to say I was one of the top 10 players in the game. These guys don't care. These guys care. Give me $200 million. Give me my guaranteed money. Give me my sneaker contract. Give me my social media influence, and I'm fine. But there's no pride. There's no care for them to make sure. Not only do I want to make a good living, but I also want to make sure that at the end of the day, that I was one of the best players in the game. Like, if I play anything, whatever I do, I want to do with a spirit of perfection and excellence to make sure that, whatever I do it great. I leave a legacy of greatness. I leave a legacy. This guy played hard. This guy poured into the community. This guy did this. But these guys do not do that. These guys do not care about these other things. As long as they secure the bag and make that money, that's all they care about. That's kind of like, to me, that's sad. Like, what? Like, don't you want to be the best at your craft? Excuse me. Don't you want to be the best at whatever you do? Like Zion, don't you want to be the best basketball player ever? Not just some guy who made $250 million on playing basketball. Or just being, like right now, Zion's legacy is being often injured, being fat, having a child with a porn star. That's his legacy. Not being a great player. And all that, I get it. Money is a great thing, and I'm not downplaying money. Please don't lose focus of that. I'm not downplaying the importance of money, but the one thing I am doing is saying that it's what's valuable is your legacy. And I much rather be, if I was ever an athlete, if I played any sport, I would love to be known as one of the best players in my craft, and be one of the best players ever. I look at to switch gears to soccer. Look at Marcus Rashford, one of my favorite players in the whole world. Not only I think he's a great player, but he also plays for my favorite team. But I really think the reason why he's not trying as hard as he should is because he's making $300K a week. He secured this new contract, and now he's not trying as hard as he wants to. He's doing all this and all that, and because he's making the money, he's not trying hard. And it's sad, bro. It's like LeBron's a billionaire, so it's not mutually exclusive. It's a mentality where we sit here and say, you know what, I want to do the best I can. I looked at Zion last night and the effort these young guys put in this, this is why the NBA product sucks so bad. You don't see this in football. You know why? Because them contracts ain't guaranteed. They'll cut you in a minute. I think the NBA needs the same thing. I think, honestly, if I was commissioner for the day, I'll make NBA contracts non-guaranteed, and I will make sure that you have to spend at least two years in college before you come into the NBA. Because the NFL could use that because of the physicality of the game, but I think you have people who are coming into the league a lot more mature. There's a big difference between a person fresh out of high school and a person that has spent 2 years in college. I'm not saying, they figured it out at 20, but I also am saying they know a lot more than they did when they graduated high school and went into college. But yeah, Pastor Ron, you can't tell folks what to do and how much to make. I get it. But the product of the NBA sucks. Like the intensity that we saw in that first game between the Bucks and the Pacers should be the same thing we see every single game, but folks don't do it. You know why? Because their money's guaranteed. They don't play hurt anymore. They don't. I'm not saying for you to be injured and to jeopardize your future. I'm not saying that, but I know back in the day, you played injured, right? What did I talk about? I talked about it in my other podcast. You know, going on the days where you know now kids feel they have so much power, and I don't feel like going to school today. I don't feel like going. You know, and they turn into the adults and be like, I don't feel like staying at this job anymore. I don't feel like eating rice today. I don't feel like eating vegetables. I want McDonald's. And then we acquiesce like, all right, Billy, stay home. All right, Sue, I'm going to go to the store and get you some chicken nuggets. Not realizing that, you know, growing up, we didn't have no choice. Honestly, if I sat there and said some of the things our kids are saying about freedom and I have a choice, I wouldn't be here today. But I think we just have a society that gives people options, and we don't understand that these are kids. How are we allowing kids to make us look like fools? So ultimately, end of the day, gotta be smart, man. Like, you know, like to see Zion just really, and he said it like, y'all had no energy. You know, he's had a baby. Maybe he was on daddy duty that night before. Worst case scenario, he was out there, you know, in the clubs of Vegas. I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and assume. I'm not going to do that. But the one thing I don't have to assume is that he didn't have any effort. This team had no effort. And you allowed a guy who's what, 40, how's LeBron, 40 years old? 39 years old to sit here and outplay every single person on the court. Same thing happened to AD. They get the bag and they stop trying. They get fat off the money and figure, you know what, I'm rich. I don't care what you say. I don't care how bad things are. I'm rich. Money don't fix all these issues. It's about legacy. It's important for us to go out here and create a legacy. So you tell me that Zion can't go out here and spend $1 million on his body every single year and have trainers and put the effort and have that. He has no desire. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, like I said, do what you want. Same kids that we sit there and give freedom to choose their gender and what they want to identify as, or if I want to go to school today, if I want to continue with sports. It's the same kid that you sit there and be like, you know, by the time over a 2-year span, they had 5 different jobs. That's the one. Or now they're currently not working and living off their savings because I didn't like how my boss spoke to me. Do you know how many times, you know, our bosses pissed us off, but yet we sat there and went to work? I was telling my boys this week, I was like, gone are the days where you see folks at the same job for 42 years. Hey, I want to celebrate Helen. She's been with us for 42 years. Nah, man, if you get 42 days, you're lucky. The way things are. And watching Zion and thinking about what Zion did, it shows the lack of commitment and how things are, man. So I think it's crucial, man. I think it's important for us to hold athletes to that. I think it's partially my fault. I think these podcasts and these social media causes that as well. Folks just don't want to go viral for the wrong reasons. Folks are watching these podcasts and reading tweets, and that's causing them to get upset. You know, so I sit there. Like one day, we had a discussion in our group chat, and we talk about legacies. And they asked, "Would you rather be Eli Manning or Aaron Rodgers?" And Eli Manning, mediocre quarterback with 2 Super Bowl rings and 2 Super Bowl MVPs. I think he won both. Or Aaron Rodgers just won title, but being known as one of the top 5 QBs of all time. Me, I said without a doubt Aaron Rodgers. Without a doubt Aaron Rodgers. I much rather leave my craft, leave my sport saying, you know, this guy's one of the top 5 QBs of all time, than sit here and say, you know what, he's an average, he's a mid-level QB, an average QB, but he wants 2 Super Bowl titles. You know, I think to me it's Aaron Rodgers. Even if Aaron Rodgers made less money than Eli, I don't know the contracts. I don't know the money difference. But I'm gonna see if I can look it up. But I'd rather be Eli. I'd rather be Aaron Rodgers. I'd rather have that level of pride in my game. And knowing that, hey, I could leave head held high. Sorry. Knowing that I sat there and did the best job. You know, I can't find it. They don't have it in here. But I think the money is close. The money's not the money between Aaron Rodgers, career earnings, maybe, you know, career. There it goes. They don't have. They have stats. Yeah, I wish I could find out. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'll take the. Do they have career earnings? Nah, they just have games played, sacks. Yeah, none of that stuff. Yeah, bro. I think Aaron Rodgers had a greater year, bro. More completions. He had a high completion percentage, high in passing yards, more touchdowns, fewer interceptions. And this is as of this. Okay, as of today, Aaron Rodgers had 105 INTs. Eli had 244. 244. So, like, you know, I think to me, and again, it's preference. It's how I feel, but I think I'd rather have Eli's Aaron Rodgers' career because I'm really big on legacy. I want to make sure that when I leave this earth, my friends and family are proud of what I do. I want to make sure that when I leave this earth, they could be like, yo, this guy's one of the best at whatever he did. To me, that's crucial. That's important. That's what I care about. So watching Zion yesterday, you know, do what he did, it disappointed me. But I think it's a indicator of a greater issue in our generation. And we, you know, I told my wife earlier, I said, listen, if we got to depend on this generation, we in trouble, bro. We in trouble. But but it's dope, man. I'm honestly, I think I'm picking the Lakers to win tomorrow night for the in-season tournament. I think this really matters to LeBron to say he did it. You know, and like I said, you know, don't chat to me unless your GOAT made it to the in-season tournament finals. Only one of those guys between MJ and LeBron did it. So I don't want to listen. I don't want to say nothing, but edge LeBron on that one. But in all honesty, no seriousness, yeah, I think should be. I just pray for a good game, a close game. The one thing that makes me nervous because Haliburton's on fire. Them boys are gonna run the Lakers out the building. So I don't know if those old legs can be able to keep up with those guys. But I predict the Lakers. And this weekend, you know, with football, big weekend. I think the biggest game, I mean, of course, the Man U game is a big game to see if they could build out. I think it's a trap game because after that, we play Villa, we play West Ham, and we play Liverpool. Whew, man. Next 3 games. And no, I'm sorry. Then we play before that on Tuesday. We play Bayern at Old Trafford, our last game of the UCL. You know, rest in peace to our UCL hopes. But I really, low key, I'm just rooting for this. I'm rooting for low key. I'm sitting here wanting us to lose. I just want to get this coach out of here. I hate this guy, bro. I think he's trash. He's trash, bro. And you know, a report comes out that the senior players of the team, I guess like the team committee, the players committee, asked for some lighter training sessions because of so many games. And he was like, no. This guy doesn't get it, bro. He can't coach a big time team. He can't coach a big time team. And this whole thing where you have a couple of guys playing for you and all that. Of course you have Anthony playing for. You know why? Because he realized if another coach comes in, he's getting transferred out. He's going to Saudi Arabia, bro. He understands. So of course he's going to play for Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag is the only person in the world that believes in him. That's it. So of course he'll sit there and run through wall for Eric Ten Hag. He's the only guy that believes in him. You dummy. So yeah, this coach is just doubling down. Now, the fact I don't understand how one win against a dead Chelsea side makes us forget what happened on Saturday against Newcastle. Made us forget exactly the crap that was going on just the day before. For him to sit here and be so arrogant, like, yeah, we figured it out, and resilient. Just the game before, he struggled against Newcastle, who just lost to Everton 3-0. The mighty Newcastle that we had to park the bus for sat here and lost to Everton. So you're sitting here trying to tell me this is a good coach? Frick out of here, bro. So low key, I'm praying for a loss. I'm praying for chaos and disarray to get this guy out of here by Christmas. That's the only Christmas gift I want, is for Eric Ten Hag to be off my team. That's it. Off my team, because he is trash. Trash. Garbage. Basura. Horrible. Trash. So, but yeah, I think it's gonna be. I don't know. I think it's a trap game. I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's a 1-0. It might be a game we score, and then we sit here, and then we sit there at 1-0. We sit here, and then it'll be dope if it's 0-0, and they bring in Rashford, and he scores the winning goal. And then he goes, tell the coach to kick rocks, bro. Tell the coach to kick rocks, bro. You sit there. Rashford has to earn his place back on the team, guys. Is that what we're saying, guys? Is that what we're saying? Rashford has to earn, and he gets no playing time. How is he going to, in the training, to train the hardest? Nah, bro. I'm honestly, today going to be a peaceful, calm podcast. But the big game is Villa versus Arsenal, bro. You know who I'm picking for that game. Villa. Frick Arsenal, bro. Frick the last minute Declan Rice goals. Villa's going to suffocate those guys. They're going to catch an L. That'll make my weekend, bro. So we'll see, man. I'll talk to you guys after the probably Saturday night or Sunday after the games to get a nice recap and see how things go. It might be a little bit later because the in-season tournament game is late. So I might catch you guys. I'll probably try to catch you guys Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon for a good weekend recap. Football, NFL, no one cares. Giants are trash. They play the Packers on Monday. Eagles, I think the Eagles are going to beat the Cowboys. They're going to probably run the ball to down their throats, and they're going to beat the Cowboys. It won't be close, in my opinion. We should see how things go. But, guys, thank you for listening for the impromptu Game Day Gospel. I pray this kind of blesses you. Don't forget to share, like, comment, all that good stuff. Follow. Have a good one. God bless y'all. Peace.